Hello and a very good evening. For the past 2 days, we have been trying to figure out as what's going on with our YouTube channel because of many people have complained they are not getting any notifications. Well, we are trying to sort it out with YouTube if at all there is some concern. Thus, in order to ensure that the story and the facts that you are trying to put forth reach out to as many people as possible, you would also find this live simulcast on my personal Twitter handle, which is @Tamal0401. So if you're seeing that there, do not get surprised. There is nothing wrong with the YouTube channel. You can of course come to the YouTube channel and watch the live, but otherwise you can also watch it on the Twitter handle. For us, the objective is that the voice of truth, as long as we are there. To begin with the story for tonight, it is very important to understand what's going on. And of course, from the very thumbnail, you must have understood that the story is on Zubair, a journalist and a fact checker. There are millions of followers of Mohammed Zubair. But why are we talking about Mohammed Zubair tonight? How is he the talking point? And why should he become the talking point when his job itself is to get you facts and stories and the truthful information? That itself calls for an introspection. Back in 26th of December 1962, very famous cartoonist, illustrationist, novelist R.K. Lakshman said this, and if I can quote, "Of course you went spreading rumors. The charge is you are spreading facts." I repeat, of course you weren't spreading rumors. The charge is you are spreading facts. This he said on 26th of December 1962. If this very famous cartoonist, one whom we all revel, Mr. R.K. Lakshman, had he been alive in 2024, trust you me, he would have said the same thing in 2024, and especially in the context of Zubair. Zubair has been booked by UP police. There is a fresh FIR against him. We all know he was arrested once, and we all know that Supreme Court has released him on bail. But thereafter, a fresh FIR was registered on 7th of October. We will set the context of the FIR as you proceed. But thereafter, in the following days, as the investigation progressed and the matter reached to Allahabad High Court, only after Zubair had challenged the FIR, demanding quashing of the FIR, the court wanted from the police, that is Ghaziabad police in Uttar Pradesh, explain all the charges against Mohammed Zubair. And in response to that, in response to the query of Allahabad High Court, Ghaziabad police had this to say, that they have added 2 more charges against Mohammed Zubair, and that also included 152 of BNS, the newly inducted BNS. And this section 152, many say, is the new era version of the old sedition law. So, Zubair is the co-founder of Alt News, and he has been booked under the 152 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which essentially criminalizes acts endangering the sovereignty and integrity and unity of India. Question is, did Zubair actually threaten the sovereignty, the unity, integrity of India? Did Zubair, with his fact-checking or posting of videos exposing a ridiculous hate, is that tantamount to challenging or threatening India's integrity, sovereignty and unity? This came to fore, as I said, only after Uttar Pradesh police, that is Ghaziabad police, in a form of affidavit on November 27, had informed Allahabad High Court that they have added section 152 of BNS. Now, Zubair had posted a video. A thread of video on October 3rd. This video was concerning Yati Narsinghanand, the priest of Dashna Devi temple. And that video essentially showed this very priest, who himself on bail by the way, of making inflammatory speeches, to a point, inflammatory remarks against Prophet Muhammad. Yati Narsinghanand was speaking in an event in Ghaziabad on September 29th. So September 29th, this event happened. Zubair posted this video on 3rd of October, and he kind of explained what he had said. What had Yati Narsinghanand said? He essentially in his speech had urged people to burn effigies of Prophet. One statement had sparked widespread condemnation, invited widespread condemnation, and also sparked protest from various communities, including Muslim communities across Uttar Pradesh, who all demanded strict action against Yati Narsinghanand. Zubair stopped there. Zubair, in that very post on social media, which is X, which eventually became a thread, in a second tweet had added, and in fact he wrote, for people supporting Yati Narsinghanand, here is a video of Yati Narsinghanand Saraswati Maharaj wild comments about women in politics, especially BJP women leaders in politics 2021. And then that video of Yati Narsinghanand was also attached to the second post. That's not all. Zubair also posted another video. And another video, the third video of the same content, essentially showed a previous controversial speech by same Yati Narsinghanand about Prithviraj Chauhan. So all that had been shown by Zubair on 3rd of October. On 7th of October, a complaint was filed by Dr. Udita Tyagi. I have accessed the FIR. Okay, this is the FIR copy, and we will try and go through the details of the FIR copy. But first thing first, who is Dr. Udita Tyagi? Now, Udita Tyagi is the General Secretary of Yati Narsinghanand Saraswati Trust. Is that it? The answer is a big no. Now, let's try and open this FIR copy. I'll get to the sections, everything. But the FIR itself identifies Dr. Udita Tyagi as Independent Director, SJVN, Mahila Morcha BJP West Uttar Pradesh. I repeat, Mahila Morcha BJP West Uttar Pradesh. There in the FIR. So when the FIR was accepted, the complaint was accepted, Dr. Udita Tyagi's identity as a BJP worker or a BJP leader or a BJP Mahila Morcha leader was not hidden, and that's the reason it was mentioned in the complaint, which was eventually accepted as an FIR by Ghaziabad police on 7th of October, right? So Dr. Udita Tyagi, there are multiple videos of Dr. Udita Tyagi in her own Instagram profile, along with Yati Narsinghanand. There are multiple videos of Dr. Udita Tyagi showing her allegiance towards BJP. There are multiple videos of Dr. Udita Tyagi showing her support for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. There are multiple videos of Dr. Udita Tyagi in her own Instagram portfolio, where she is trying to champion a certain cause. That video is also from her Instagram handle. So that is Udita Tyagi, Dr. Udita Tyagi. The question is, if you identify her as only Udita Tyagi, General Secretary of Yati Narsinghanand Saraswati Trust, the context can be different. Because Yati Narsinghanand is in middle of this controversy, somebody who is very passionately involved with the trust that also reveres Yati Narsinghanand, got offended, lodged a complaint. But if you also consider the complainant's political ideology, if you also consider the complainant's political identity and self-proclaimed political identity, the context can be slightly different. Can you really separate her political allegiance, her support for a political party, her identity as a BJP Mahila Morcha leader, all of that, and only focus on her credential as the General Secretary of Yati Narsinganand Saraswati Trust? Can you do that? It's a choice that you have to make. But this FIR did not choose to only single out her identity as the General Secretary of Yati Narsinganand Trust, and thus we cannot ignore. And if you bring in a political identity of a complainant in this matter, which essentially has also seen the invocation of a very, very, very serious Section 152 of BNS, almost equivalent to sedition, then the question is whether the complainant has the endorsement of the political party she believes in when she has lost this complaint. Isn't that a fair question? So, the initial FIR, which is here, was registered on 7th of October. And you know what is there in the content? It is in Hindi, and I have tried loosely translating it in English. It says a complaint filed by Dr. Udita Tyagi. It says, we continuously receive death threats on social media against which we complain. Sir, this Zubair did not stop only at the inflammatory tweet on 4th. So what Zubair had posted highlighting the video of Yati Narsinganand is inflammatory according to Dr. Udita Tyagi. Yati Narsinganand fanning absolutely communally insensitive statement, inflammatory remark, is not inflammatory according to Dr. Udita Tyagi. Fair enough, he could be your guru and you can't really see anything wrong in what he says or does, understandable. But found, or rather she found, wrong in what Zubair has said. Now, according to this complainant, the person did not stop, that is Zubair did not stop at one tweet, multiple tweets had gone, and if you go through the comments, please go through the comment box of the post and see how it continuously instigated the murderous mob of fundamentalists. Night of 4th, Dashna Devi temple was attacked by thousands of radicals. Despite all this person, that is Zubair, did not stop, and the next day he tried to instigate people by cutting small clips of Sir, this person has already provoked people by posting clips of Nupur Sharma, due to which 8 innocent people have lost their lives. On the 4th, Pujya Maharaj Ji and I were present in the temple along with hundreds of people who narrowly escaped death at the hands of the instigated mob. So action can be ignored, reaction to the action becomes the crime. Nobody should encourage violence. If somebody has tried attacking the temple, if somebody had tried attacking Yati Narsinganand, is wrong. If somebody had tried attacking Dr. Udita Tyagi, as she is claiming, it's wrong. Or other people present in the temple, it's wrong. But provoking people against one particular community or a faith a community believes in, isn't that wrong? Very humbly asked. So this is the FIR. And this FIR, which was lodged on 7th of October on the basis of this complaint, had certain sections. What are these sections? Sections 196. Section 196. Now, what is Section 196? Section 196 is basically promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion. Section 228. Section 228, fabricating false evidence. Section 299, deliberate and malicious acts intended to outrage religious feelings. Section 356, subsection 3, that is defamation. 351(2), that is punishment for criminal intimidation. Now, this is the FIR copy and these are the sections. See, Section 196, Section 228, 299, 353, subsection 351, subsection 2. So, this is the FIR, and the basis of that complaint, these are the sections which are levelled against Mohammad Zubair, a journalist and a fact checker, on 7th of October 2024. Now, Zubair goes ahead and challenges this FIR. Now, court asks the Ghaziabad police, give me details and file an affidavit and let me know as what are the sections. On 25th of November, the High Court directed this to the investigating officer to file an affidavit clearly specifying the sections under which Zubair has been charged. On 27th of November, the IO from Ghaziabad Police investigating the case submitted the FIR, and this time the IO says two sections have been included. Section 66 of Information Technology Act and Section 152 of BNS has been added to the case. You don't believe me? This is the affidavit. हवा में बात नहीं करते हैं हम. This is the affidavit. We have accessed the affidavit. This is the affidavit which has been by the investigating officer. And very interesting is, I just want to cover Zubair's address. You know, in this affidavit you would see, it says Mohammed Zubair versus State of Uttar Pradesh through Principal Secretary, Home, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Superintendent of Police District, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, Station House Officer, Police Station, Kavinagar, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, Dr. Udita Tyagi, FIR complainant, so and so. Right? So, this is the complainant. This is how the affidavit looks like. And this affidavit essentially shows how it is Zubair versus so many people, including the state of Uttar Pradesh. What brought the matter to this point? Where state of Uttar Pradesh has gone against Zubair? I get the point. A complaint has been lodged and a FIR has been registered on that. But shouldn't police actually use their own mind, their own investigation and own jurisprudence to decide whether the FIR warrants all this section or not? Shouldn't they? Because that conventionally is the practice. Yes, be as the matter is, that it's Zubair versus state of Uttar Pradesh. If you go through the affidavit, point number 4 says that it is most humbly submitted that the first information report of criminal case in question was lodged on 7th of October 2024, and during the course of investigation the then investigating officer added section 66 of IT Act on 8th of October 2024. So 7th of October the FIR gets registered, and in the affidavit they mention, FIR it's not mentioned. In the course of the hearing till the affidavit was filed, it was not known that section 66 of IT Act was also invoked on 8th of October, the very next day of the FIR being registered. And it also says that it is germane to mention that the investigation was then entrusted to the deponent, and during course of fair and impartial investigation, the deponent, white parcha number so and so, that is 19th of October 2024 of the case diary, had also invoked section 152 of BNS. That's exact mention. So now it is official. Section 152 of BNS has been slapped against Zubair. What is his fault? That he had pointed out a hate speech. What is his fault? That for the past several months and years, he had been trying to identify the hate speech and also fact check misinformation. Now, those who have been benefited from this drive would appreciate what he is doing. Those who have been affected because of this, because of his fact checking, will certainly not appreciate Zubair. And I want to give you an example. I've just randomly picked up one Twitter thread of Zubair, one particular Twitter thread of Zubair, and let's focus on that. On August 31st, 2024, let's show that Twitter thread. Zubair had put out a post about himself. He had put out a post about a man named Haji Ashraf Munair from a village in Jalgaon district, who was traveling in a train to Kalyan to meet his daughter, and on his way he was abused and badly beaten up by goons in a train near Igatpuri, alleging him of carrying beef. Let's play those two videos. We will not be playing the audio of those videos, like you have not played the audio of Yati Narsinganand's inflammatory speech. Similarly, I'll not be playing the audio of these two videos, but I just want to show you this video. Look, one man is suspected to carry meat. People thought, at least this group thought, he's carrying beef inside the train. Inside the train. Look at the death. This elderly man, what could be his age? Forget he is Muslim or Hindu or Jain or Buddhist or Christian. Just consider his white hair. He's somebody's father. He could be your father too. Could be of this age. And a mob literally assaults him. Young people, half of his age, did not deter once from slapping this elderly man. Why? On the ground of suspicion. हमारी संस्कार, ये है हमारी परंपरा, ये है हमारी इतिहास. Is this the heritage that we are so proud of? Is this the legacy that you are proudly carrying in our shoulders, broad shoulders? Because my country has always taught me to respect our elders. And a young bunch of people did not wink their eyes before slapping this man, assaulting this man. क्या? क्योंकि वो लोग गुस्से में आ गए. They thought he is carrying something that they can't approve of. This video was shared by Zubair. And you know what happened in the follow-up to this post, which went viral on social media? More than 9 million people have watched this video. 9 million people have watched this video. And I'm sure out of 9 million people, there is a section of people that would find this to be wrong. An elderly man without arms, without any guard, seated on a seat of a train, being slapped continuously by people who are half of his age. Since when has my country approved of mob justice? Since when the law of my country has approved mob justice? Can I really say this to be right? So this video was posted by Zubair. And then, in the thread of this story, Zubair also highlighted that there are rumors doing rounds that the elderly person committed suicide. This is not true. He is currently at his daughter's house in Kalyan. His son Ashfaq has filed a police complaint at Igatpuri Railway Police. He further goes on to say, not one Indian news channel, news agency or news anchor has reported on this incident. This is how you normalize religious hate crimes. They ignored when there were several hate speeches by several BJP leaders from the past few months against minorities in Maharashtra. They are now avoiding to report hate crimes too. Zubair further goes on to say, hello DGP Maharashtra starts tagging people including DGP Maharashtra, Maharashtra Police, CMO, Chief Minister's Office of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Supriya Sule, Ajit Pawar, Asaduddin Owaisi, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, President, Rashtrapati Bhavan, Railway Minister, Railway Seva, Ashwini Vaishnav. All these people were then tagged, and then he says an elderly man travelling to Kalyan to visit his daughter is abused and brutally beaten up inside a train by several goons. Can we expect a strict action against all these goons seen in both the videos? That's what he had questioned. What happened next? Next is an update which he had posted, and in that update he says one of the accused is identified as Ashu Awadh, son of SRPF Special Reserve Police Force, and they were all travelling to give a exam in Mumbai. The accused are currently detained, not arrested. The victim has not filed a complaint yet. Police are trying to convince him to file a complaint. Hope there is suo motu if the victim is scared to file a complaint. Zubair further goes on to say that FIR finally registered. Zubair finally goes on to say that the victim Haji Ashraf Munir, sharing more details, says while sharing video clips of a journalist who had taken the testimony of the elderly gentleman that who was beaten up, says that he was beaten. The goons travelling to Mumbai to ride police accused him of throwing out of a running train. Goons did not allow him to get down at Kalyan Thane station. They threatened to kill him if he filed a police complaint, looted his money. And that was reported by Rafiq Kamdar from Hindustani Reporter. So Zubair shared that. Now further Zubair says all three accused beating and abusing Haji Ashraf Munir in that very case got bail from court on the very first day. Yesterday when Thane GRP police filed an FIR, the victim demanded them to include more stringent sections like attempt to murder, but the police did not include them. Court released the accused on a bail of rupees 15,000 bond. MLA Ashwath speaks, questions GRP why section of hate crime, mob attack, robbery, attempt to murder were not imposed. Zubair further goes on to say that three goons who were arrested and released by court because of weaker sections by the police. Thanks to Ashwath speaks for asking the police to add more sections and so on. So basically the point is this video shows few people hitting this man. Who brought out this video? The video was brought to fore by Zubair. This video came to fore, it went viral. When this went viral, all these people who were seen in the video did not appreciate that they are identified. But can you understand the kind of brazenness or the kind of impunity they have nurtured in their head that they can do anything of this sort and they would get away? And that's the reason jolly well they were also recording in their mobile phone. Not one but everyone, as if some celebration was going on. So when this video came to fore, all those people were identified. They were briefly arrested, later given bail. The fact that they were arrested and they had to go through the entire process of securing a bail obviously would antagonize those accused, right? Those who confess. So those people will certainly not appreciate Zubair, and that exactly is a generation that will not appreciate Zubair. So there is a generation that supports such kind of a hatred, and that generation or that coterie of people will never like Zubair, right? Just trying to give you an example. Similarly, there is a concerted misinformation drive, there is a concerted hate speech drive. So when Zubair would bring them to fore, certainly those who had planned to take advantage of the misinformation, fake news, hate speech or hate messages will certainly not like that Zubair is questioning them. So yes, there is a section that does not like Zubair. Question is, should that section be considered as absolutely sacrosanct, and can we choose to believe them? I've just tried giving you an example. So Zubair, section 152 of BNS had stirred. I've just given you an example, and at the same time the affidavit confirms that section 152 has been registered. Now I want to quickly go to a DGPUB report, DGPUB response. DGPUB, a consortium comprising of several digital digital outlets, they have all come together and they have condemned this action on part of Uttar Pradesh police. And DGPUB says that DGPUB says that these allegations are unfounded and this is a vindictive and unreasonable overreach by agencies of the state. It does as much damage to the credibility of the agency involved as it does to the democratic principles. The fact that grave section like 152 and section 66 of the Information Technology Act were invoked almost 2 months after the FIR was registered based on a private citizen shows that the escalating police action is deliberate and vindictive. This is the DGPUB condemnation. We do have it. We will try and show it on the screen. So this is the DGPUB condemnation. You also have the alt news statement. Basically, the alt news confirms where Zubair works. Zubair is the co-founder. That they would certainly be with Zubair and they would fight this. That critics have long warned that this provision could be weaponized, which is section 152, weaponized to stifle dissent and target voices of those in power, target voices critical power, just as sedition laws were misused in the past. Zubair's case is a stark example of how these fears are now becoming a reality. This is what Alt News has said in their official statement. Now, before I wind up, I want to quickly remind our viewers something. This is a report filed by Times of India, and in this report, Minister of State, MP, Minister of State Home Affairs, Nityanand Rai, I repeat, Minister of State Home Affairs Nityanand Rai, on 27th of August 2023, while he was doing a program in Bihar, he was attending the concluding the function of two-day National Executive Meet of Indian Journalist Union in the state capital, which is Bihar. Nityanand Rai had said, in fact assured journalists, that he would end, that no genuine media person was booked under the sedition law. I just want to remind you. We are talking about 27th of August 2023. Minister of State Home Affairs Nityanand Rai said that no genuine media person would be booked under the sedition law. He also said that those journalists who would be found guilty of working against the interest of the country would attract punishment under the law. Question to him and question to all is, what Zubair did, was that an attack on the fundamentals of India? Was that an attack on the interest of India? Was that an attack on the sovereignty of India? Was that an attack on the unity of India? Was that an attack on integrity of India? Or was that an attempt to expose those who are trying to inflict this very pain on the sovereignty of our India, on the communal harmony aspect of India, on the very idea of coexistence in India, on the secular fabric of India? A humble question to the minister. Zubair exposing Yati Narsinganand, is that anyway acting against the interest of the country? And finally, when sedition was removed, when sedition as a law was removed, you know what our Home Minister Amit Shah had said on the floor of the Parliament? This is what she had said. Listen in.
राजद्रोह पर कि अंग्रेजों ने अपने शासन को बचाने के लिए एक कानून बना था, मैं इस सदन को कहना चाहता हूं, एक ऐतिहासिक निर्णय इस सरकार ने किया है कि राजद्रोह को कंप्लीटली हम रिपील कर रहे हैं, कंप्लीटली रिपील। यहाँ लोकतंत्र है, सबको बोलने का अधिकार है,
ये लोकतंत्र है,
रिपील करें मान्य,
ये लोकतंत्र है, यहां पे सबको बोलने के अधिकार है। We will remove sedition. I am not saying this. The Home Minister of my country, Amit Shah, is saying this. ये लोकतंत्र है, यहां पे सबको बोलने के अधिकार है। सेडिशन को हटा देंगे। आया क्या है सेक्शन 152 ऑफ BNS? Yes, we need a law. No one should hurt the integrity and sovereignty of India. But what Zubair did by exposing the hate speech of Yati Narsinganand, is that working against the interest of India? Is Yati Narsinganand equivalent to India? Is he who alone represents the idea of India? Is he alone who represents my country, that is India, your country, India? Not on the fact, the Prime Minister of my country, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, all along had been saying Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Viswas, Sabka Prayas. Didn't he? Haven't you heard it? Yet, you know what? There is this report by India. There is this report by India Hate Lab that has only studied hate speeches from 2023. This India Hate Lab is a project of Center for Study of Organized Hate, a non-profit, non-partisan think tank based in Washington, D.C. And the objective of this organization is to document and analyze, study hate speech, disinformation and conspiracy theories that target India's religious minorities, both in the digital realm and in offline spaces. Now, they come up with this report, and you know what they have found? They have found in 2023, India Hate Lab documented 668 hate speech events targeting Muslims. Only 668. Similarly, India Hate Lab recorded 255 of the events in the first half of 2023, while the number rose to 413 events in the second half of the year, which saw a 62% rise. 498, that is 75% of the events, took place in Bharatiya Janata Party ruled states, union territories administered by the BJP-led central government and the National Capital Territory of Delhi, which comes under police and public order, that comes under the purview of BJP-led central. It also says among the top 8 states with the most hate speech events, 6 were ruled by BJP throughout the year. The other 2 states held legislative elections in 2023 and were ruled by BJP for part of the year. I'm not saying this. We have to reach to a conclusion. We have to reach to a conclusion whether we want to believe in what people like Yati Narsinganand or saying targeting a community, not approving another faith, or should he believe in Swami Vivekananda? As a Hindu, who would you want to believe in and look up to? So Vivekananda, in his 1893 speech in Chicago Religious Convention, had said, "We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all of the earth." Swami Vivekananda. Prabhu Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansadev, you know what he said? He said, "Never get into your head that your faith alone is true and every other is. Know for certain that God without form is real and God with form is also real. Then hold fast to whichever faith appeals to you." Question to you is, who do you want to believe in? Do you want to believe in who are spewing venom and hatred, or as a Hindu, or as an Indian? You want to believe in Swami Vivekananda or Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansadev? It's a question to one and all. If you find an answer, you will all be able to decide then whether this FIR against Zubair is legitimate or not. You will then be able to understand, as what Zubair has done, whether that at all is anyway seditious, if that hurts the sovereignty of India. Again I say, you will be able to decide whether this FIR and this affidavit, these two, you will be able to decide whether this FIR and this affidavit, whether they are right and Zubair is wrong, or Zubair is right and they can be questioned, this FIR and the affidavit can be questioned. He will be able to decide. If you decide to choose between Swami Vivekananda, Prabhu Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansadev, and those who, in the name of religious supremacy, for whatever reason, for whatever motivation, and for whatever intention, is now trying to spread an absolute venom and create disharmony, make it more challenging coexistence in my country, in your country. But nonetheless, India is much bigger than one and all. India as an institution will never fall, and thus the idea of coexistence will never fall, and thus Swami Vivekananda, Prabhu Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsadev will never fall. For now, I thank you all. Good night and take care.